And the award for Best Podcast of 2025 goes to some rich white lady, not us. This is still scrolling. I am your one-time Golden Globe loser, Justin.
I am your also one-time Golden Globe, not even nominated, Derek.
And I am your one-time Golden Goblet winner,
What?
Stefania.
Okay, listen. I didn't know we were supposed to have like cups ready for this portion.
I'd like to accept this award on my behalf for my work in indeed reboot of Terminator.
What?
I am the next
Terminator now?
Yeah, it's called Terminator Extinction, and
This is still scrolling.
I'd like to accept this, and you'll see me in 50 years in the next Stranger Things.
You know what? I hope it happens. I hope it happens. This is still scrolling, a show where we talk about what we scrolled upon this week, and so much happened last week. I'm so excited to talk about it. I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ.
It was my speech. I know it was pretty emotional.
Oh yeah, the Golden Globes. This did happen yesterday. But I think that's a great segue into one of my favorite topics. It's called Quick Hitters, where we quickly talk about what happened last week in a very quick fashion for stories that don't really deserve like a full episode, you know? So, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm ready, Freddy's roommate.
We're not dragging in our usernames. Don't use my government name.
But you don't want people to find you on socials?
Yeah,
don't follow Freddy's
stuff.
Roommate. He doesn't want any attention at all.
Actually, you should be following the podcast, Still Scrolling. You can follow us everywhere at TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, and on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. We would love to hear from you. Comment all the stuff you want to say to us and what we should be talking about.
Right,
so,
just don't follow me on the street.
Yeah, don't follow Justin, though. He does this purely for the love of the game. All right, he's not looking for attention or anything. So. He does, actually.
Listen, I needed to use a Riverside subscription, and I'm happy that it's this, you know? But as you guys were alluding to, the Golden Globes did happen last night. There were some upsets, but mostly everything kind of went according to plan. One award that I did want to talk about is that Sinners won Box Office Achievement and Score. And one of those awards was not even aired. Did you guys watch the Golden Globes?
Yes.
I'm a little worried that there's a little Sinners bias happening. But am I crazy? Derek, what did you think of the nominations and the winners?
I think, and, again, I don't want to immediately make this episode about politics, but I think that
that's for later.
This 2025 was such a crazy fucking time in terms of like current events and world affairs and all that kind of stuff. So January 20th came around, this fucking asshole became president again, and then in February we got Sinners, and then we got a bunch of other great movies that came out since February, along with all this other stuff, right? So I think it was at a disadvantage when it came to when it was released back in February, and then there's all this other stuff that kind of took up people's mental bandwidth. So yeah, I think it definitely got overlooked in terms of box office achievement and stuff. Like, I hate to say it, that's the like great job award, right? Like, we couldn't get you in any of the other awards.
It's the damn award. Like,
yeah, like Fast and Furious got the award last year. You know what I mean? So, so I hate to say that that's not really the award anybody should want. It's a nice to have. And then the one actual award for the score, they didn't even televise.
No, that was rough too.
Yeah. I'm just glad, Timothy Chalamet is calming his ass down a little bit with like that cockiness and that kind of weirdo behavior he's
Interesting.
been on
Okay.
lately. That's nice at least, but I would have at least liked to see Sinners be a bit more recognized for what it is, which was great.
All right. So is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
On the Golden Globes in general, it's a solid,
Yeah.
there were
I'd
Dang.
agree.
movies and TV shows last year.
Steph, Golden Globes 2026. Is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
It's a thumbs in the middle for me. I'd have to agree with Derek. The fact that they wouldn't televise Best Score, that's
Weird
like
choice.
one of the major categories televised for the Oscars. So why wouldn't they do that for the Golden Globes? Because generally the Golden Globes is like a precursor to the Oscars of what's gonna win, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is sad to say that like box office achievement is literally like what Justin said, like, you're damn, like, fine, here's your award.
Yeah.
Because like I think at the point when it first got mentioned of being a category, everyone was like, oh, awesome, great, because like Avengers movies have been super, super successful and like they've gotten no credit for it and whatever. So this was like their time to shine, right? But now now is just like I think we have to go back to like the creativity of film and the art of film, and look deeper into these movies of what they actually should stand out for, right? I think it is dumb for them to not televise some certain stuff, but it was the Golden Globes were all right. They're all right. I feel like awards season, award shows, major ones just haven't really like hit in a long time.
Interesting.
I don't know if it
Okay.
could be like the stuff that's come out, but I don't think it is because there's a lot of great stuff that came out last year. Maybe it's just how they're doing it. No idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna give
Hold on,
the
help me out here.
Oh,
Help me out
never
here because
mind,
I'm trying
Derek.
to. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to fact check myself, and Wicked won the award last year, not Fast and Furious.
Interesting.
What was the award or year that it was Fast and Furious?
I think
What-
Vin Diesel presented an award like a minute ago, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and that's the one where he was like, "Hey, Dwayne," and everybody was like, "Ooh,"
Hey, Dwayne.
right? Yeah.
It was weird.
So I guess I take that back. Where I guess, okay, Fast and Furious didn't win that award. I could have sworn they did. Was it maybe in the Oscars or something?
Let's look.
I don't know. My mind is all jumbled with all these like made up categories that they've had, right? They had that one year where the fans voted for the Snyder Cut fucking best movie
That was the
moment or whatever.
Oscars.
Yeah.
Let me vamp while I look it up really quickly.
Yeah. So if you're listening, Justin's currently fact checking us. But we want to hear from you guys. Do you think Sinners actually deserved an award at the Golden Globes? Do you think that they're maybe going to make up for it with the Oscars? Do you think everybody voting for these awards are full of shit in the first place? Right? Let us know what you think in the comments. I think all of us here, agree that it did deserve some sort of actual award, not a made-up award that came up that was just invented last year to make sure that we're, including the box office successes of these movies, because historically speaking, none of the movies in the Golden Globes, none of the movies in the Oscars, the majority of them do not make that much money, right? The blockbuster films, the financially successful films typically don't win the awards, right?
So
we are seeing a bit of a trend now where I think Wicked, it was kind of on the artsy musical side and it was financially successful, so that's great. Andor, right, where it's a Star Wars project, right? That started to win some awards, but they're still not really breaking into the main bulk of these awards. And that was extremely visible this year in the Golden Globes, where none of these movies really broke the box office like that, save for maybe Sinners. And I guess it's appropriate that it got the award that it got, but it also should have gotten some of the other awards, in my opinion. Justin, did you find out what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So for the record, it started off in 2023. The first one awarded was Barbie, then Wicked, then Sinners. So,
Mm.
and that's a real death nail to a lot of Oscar chances for Sinners, because all three of those
Yep.
movies or two of those movies were nominated last year for the Oscars, or in their respective years, and they came home with no
0 awards.
awards. So
Yeah, Ryan Gosling got an award, but
yeah, I'm
yeah.
bummed. I'm bummed, but I'm sure Ryan Coogler will win an Oscar eventually. But we got to keep it moving with
Wait. I
some
want
more.
to mention.
This is quick hitters,
I
Steph.
know, but still, there's new. How do we feel about best podcast as a Golden Globe award?
I think that it is a marker for where we're at in the industry. If we're
Yep.
being like for real, about how the most of the podcasts that are breaking out have some sort of celebrity element to them. I think that's worrying for people like us, but it's a whole other podcast.
Right.
Yep, we're boxing with God at this point, and we don't have the wingspan to do it. So
we gotta keep it moving. Another quick hitter that happened last week. A couple of trailers dropped, specifically some Doomsday trailers. The X-Men trailer featuring Cyclops, Professor X, and Magneto dropped officially online. And at the same time, there was a leak featuring Black Panther and M'Baku meeting Ben Grimm, the Thing, for the first time. Steph, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down to these trailers?
It's such a thumbs up. We are so back, baby. we are so back. For anyone watching, you can see behind me my X-Men memorabilia. But also, if you're listening, watch on YouTube so you can see my X-Men memorabilia. I actually did not post anything really regarding the trailer with the X-Men trailer, and I have been meaning to, and just life got in the way, but that'll happen eventually. When I tell you, let me sit up for this. When I tell you, I I cried. Not really, but I could have cried watching that trailer. Seeing it in a high definition form and not just on someone's phone in the theater. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna shed so many tears in that theater seeing that.
Oh my gosh.
In
Get up.
person.
Stand up, Steph. Stand up. Derek, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Listen, you don't know how happy
I can't prove it, but I think, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Feige worked on the original Fox X-Men movies, right? Not in the same capacity as studio head as he is now, but he worked on those films, and he would sneak like comic books to the cast in order for them to kind of better understand their characters and their roles and that kind of stuff, because Bryan Singer didn't want that, right? Like Fox didn't want too heavy of a comic book inspiration for those movies, which is stupid. But anyway, Kevin Feige worked on those movies, and I think that looking back on those movies now, we can all tell that those movies weren't the best, right? They're good for what they were at the time. They're good for what they are, kind of just standalone. So my theory is that he only became successful and, went on to lead Marvel Studios specifically so that he could correct those movies and some of the stuff that they did to those characters, particularly Cyclops. So I'm just happy that, Kevin Feige's making this happen finally, right? And that we're finally going to be able to put some respect on Cyclops' name.
Okay,
because those original X movies were just, and just to be absolutely 1000% clear, Bo DeMeo didn't have anything to do with this shit. because he was online trying to take credit for like being Cyclops' PR team or whatever. He didn't have anything to do with this. Okay, this is a live action interpretation of the character. Yes, he brought some of that same energy to X-Men 97, but he did that for the same reason that Kevin Feige and everybody's doing it now in live action, because that's actually true to the character, not what the Fox X-Men movies gave us. So really, I'm just happy to see that. I'm happy to see Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart probably take on these roles for the last time before they pass, because they're just old as hell. They are legends in their own right. So I'm happy to see them actually give them a farewell to these characters, and we can actually get a farewell to the X-Men in Doomsday, is what it seems like, and in Secret Wars, because Deadpool and Wolverine is not a fucking love letter farewell to the X-Men, Stefania. Okay, you can find me all day on it. It's not what it is. I'm happy we're just gonna get that finally.
Listen. It doesn't make sense with Deadpool and Wolverine being a love letter to the X-Men, because
it never was.
No, because now they're just bringing these characters back from the Fox universe just to kill them off again. So that whole like end credit thing where they were doing like all the videos from filming, whatever, it doesn't make any sense now, because that's not a goodbye to the X-Men. We're going to see them again, the Fox X-Men. We're going to see them again in Doomsday, and they're just going to die. And we're just going to get our new X-Men team either in Secret Wars or in the movies after.
It sounds fucked up. I hope they sacrifice themselves. I hope they're like,
whoa.
No, for the farewell aspect of it.
They might just be like, I'm tired of this shit. Let me get my check.
Listen,
yeah, he's like, man, they killed me 4 times. All right, I mean, I can't even walk. You know, they kill me every goddamn time I show up.
Dang.
Like, I'm out of this bitch, and he just sacrifices himself and all that. Anyway,
if the X-Men is gonna blow up again.
What do I think? I have so many thoughts. Thought number 1. Justin has to break up with his vision of the MCU X-Men for me to like this approach. And what I mean by that is that, I mean, I've gone viral for talking about this for like ever, is that what I want is the X-Men to be interwoven with the MCU as much as Tom Holland's Spider-Man was. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is so interlocked with the MCU that you cannot separate them anymore, right?
Yeah.
And it gave an opportunity for a new take on this character, and that's what I wanted for the X-Men, right? The problem is there's a lot of factors happening. Number 1, the way that the pandemic went, and the way that the Disney Plus shows went, and the way that they tried to introduce new characters, it's clear that Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, whoever read the numbers sheet, realized that the direction that they were going in is not a direction they want to go anymore. Which led to, we gotta hit him with the nostalgia gun. You know, we gotta hit him with like, do we really need a new Wolverine when people still want Hugh Jackman? Do we really need a new Professor X when Patrick Stewart's looking for a paycheck right now? You know what I mean? Like, that's the era that we live in, unfortunately, right? So
yeah,
it's pretty clear that the Foxmen are the X-Men. They are. And whether or not I want that, or it doesn't matter, because Deadpool and Wolverine made $1 billion. So it works. Like mathematically, unfortunately, it works, right? That being said, with the whole Cyclops thing and everything, I'm a little, don't do what Multiverse of Madness did. And that here is a great version of the character that you can latch on for 2.5 seconds, and then they're killed for laughs and they're like brutally executed. Like, don't weaponize it against me. You know, like, don't do that. Because then I just look like the fool, or I feel stupid for caring about this so much, right? That being said, there was another trailer that leaked. It's not officially out, but Black Panther and Fantastic Four met, and that was perfect. Like that's all those characters need to do. Like, you know what I mean? Ben Grimm is just a dude from Brooklyn who got powers and is now a spaceman. You know what I mean? Meeting the Black Panther. I also got in trouble online a couple years ago because I said that Shuri should not be the Queen of Wakanda and Black Panther because those two roles should be separated. Because the ruler of Wakanda should not be on the front lines. And looks like they agree with me because there's a Black Panther.
That makes total sense.
And then there's a ruler of Wakanda. And that way you can probably bump up M'Baku, who's great. Everyone loves him. And then you can have a reason to have them both. And so that's where I'm at with it. I can't wait to see Doomsday. I really hope they don't weaponize my nostalgia against me.
Do you guys remember the gingers are black meme that was going around?
Yeah, I keep seeing it every time I see Sadie Sink and Caleb McLaughlin.
Oh yeah, that's true. Black love. Yeah, black love. Yeah. Well, no, now it has me thinking, is that why they had Ben Grimm meet the Wakandans? Because
Does Ben Grimm have red hair? Get out.
He does now.
He's not orange.
He does now.
Get out. That's funny,
Doomsday
though.
Is a black movie. There you go, confirmed.
My question is, I don't know how Namor is going to fit into this because it looks like the Wakandans and the Atlanteans are enjoying some cultural exchange. And I can't be upset about that because when the world went to shit last time, where did Steve Rogers go? Wakanda.
That's true.
Speaking of white people who spent some time in Wakanda, Sebastian Stan has officially been cast in the Batman.
Nice one.
That was a good one.
Wait, was that my first good transition?
It's not your first one. It's not your first one, but it's definitely the best one, I think.
Yeah.
Listen. I try my best sometimes. But speaking of trying their best, Sebastian 2 is in the Batman 2.
Sebastian 2.
Sebastian Stan is in the Batman Part 2, and there is a rumor that he's officially been cast as Two-Face. The Two-Face part isn't exactly confirmed, but that's what a lot of people are going with. Derek, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I will never not want to see more Sebastian Stan. So this is great. If this is true, this is great. I saw some people saying that maybe he's playing like Hush. I don't know. I think maybe like a Two-Face type character might be better. I don't remember, just from like a general audience's type of perspective, right? Like I would want the movie to do well and that kind of stuff. I can't remember if in the Batman Part 1 there was any mention of a Harvey Dent or anything like that. Yeah, so possibilities are endless. So I'm excited for it.
Great. Steph, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
This is such a thumbs up. I think we need more Sebastian Stan because I feel like people underestimate how good of an actor he is. And just because we've only seen him in like blockbuster movies, or like majority of them, doesn't mean like he's only meant for blockbusters. But then again, DC is a blockbuster franchise. But I think that he's gonna nail whatever role he gets in this movie. If it's Two-Face, man, he's gonna kill it. I can already picture him right now. He's gonna go all in on the role. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. If he is actually Two-Face, that's really good casting. That's really good casting. Whether or not he played Bucky Barnes is irrelevant at that point because he'd be a really good Two-Face. That being said, word on the street is that Scarlett Johansson is also in this movie, and she might be playing Harvey Dent's wife or daughter, a character named Gilda Dent. I am a comic book nerd, but I can't tell you the last time I read a story with Gilda Dent in it, to be honest with you. But I mean, if they're both in this movie, I think the reason is because they were both playing superheroes at some points in their lives, and I think That's the reason they kind of want you to get to the theater. But if he is Two-Face, that's really smart. Like, good job. Good job, Matt Reeves. It's also crazy how Sebastian Stan is probably the most successful MCU actor. And
I think so.
like in terms of work,
yeah,
quality of
everybody's
work.
gonna say, everyone will say like RDJ or something, but I think Sebastian Stan probably has the better career post Marvel than RDJ for sure.
Wild. Speaking of having a good career post Marvel, did you guys hear about Ashley Tisdale and her toxic mom group of friends?
What? No.
I heard briefly about it, something about
Oh,
like there's a
okay.
group chat or something, right? Fill us in.
Interesting. Okay. So, long story short, Ashley Tisdale is a mom. She's come a long way since High School Musical. But she was in a mom group where like the moms got together and they spent time with each other and their kids played, but also there was an opportunity to be sponsored by brands and things like that. It's kind of like The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but with celebrities. People in this mom group included Hilary Duff, Mandy Moore, and a couple other people. Um, Christy Carlson Romano might have been in this group, but that's not confirmed yet. But basically, Ashley Tisdale wrote an article for The Cut that said, breaking up with my toxic mom group, I thought I found my village. Instead, I was back in high school, where she details her experience and how they kind of like iced her out towards the end. And this blew up on the internet because people then went to look who is in this toxic mom group, right? And none of the mom group was speaking out until Hilary Duff's husband made I guess a parody of the picture, talking about how Ashley Tisdale was like low key not cool, and they wanted to focus on their children more so. People did some more digging, and turns out Ashley Tisdale was a huge fan of Charlie Kirk, and the other women are notably very liberal. So this may or may not have been a contributing factor in why they iced her out. So Steph, with that face, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Whoa. Whoa. That is Ashley Tisdale, the theater kid whose brother may or may not have been gay. Charlie Kirk. Not theater. I'm talking about High School Musical, if you're wondering. Not an actual actor. But wow. That's a shock. I have not heard of this story. So this is my pure reaction. I don't this is based on the evidence that you gave me, I have to kind of put my thumb down a bit, because this is very new.
Yeah.
I did not expect this from her. But then again, there could be some factors if you think back to like maybe her character in High School Musical, and maybe she would have went this route, in the future.
Interesting. Let me
Yeah.
show a picture of the official mom group in question, but you can keep talking. Here it is. In this one, we have let it load. Ashley Tisdale on the left. This also includes Hilary Duff, Megan Trainor, and a couple other people. So I think that's very interesting. I'm
This is
worried.
a nightmare blunt rotation. Right?
Are they all white? They're all white women except
They're all white.
except for the woman in the middle? Is she Asian?
Good question.
I don't know who most of these people
moms,
are, to be honest.
but it's basically like, I don't know, very Hollywood. Not washed. I wouldn't say washed up. That's people who used to be famous in some capacity.
Yeah.
Well, Megan Trainor is still Mandy Moore is kind of up there still. Megan Trainor's still up there still.
Megan Trainor hasn't been relevant since she lost her base. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point.
Except that Mandy Moore is Rapunzel, and now Rapunzel, we're getting into the story later.
Oh,
but
it's a different Mandy Moore. the dancer Mandy Moore. She was on Dancing. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
No, that was Mandy Moore.
Two famous people named Mandy Moore?
Hang on, that was Mandy Moore in the photo.
No, that's not Mandy Moore Rapunzel. Is it? Hold on.
Yes, it is. Bring the photo back.
I'm so confused.
Hold on.
I hate this just because of how confusing it is.
There's two Mandy Moores. That's not Mandy Moore. Hold on. Let me.
That is. I'll point her out to you.
Listeners, this is a good chance to.
The third person from the left. That is Mandy Moore.
That's Mandy Moore.
Yes.
No, it's
okay,
not.
Hold on.
It is. Look up Mandy Moore.
Is that? Are you guys saying that this is Us, Mandy Moore?
Yes.
There's
No,
two. There's two
her.
Mandy Moores. There's This Is Us Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
And then
Who's the other Mandy Moore?
Is there two Mandy Moores?
There's
Oh
one
my
Mandy
gosh,
Moore. There's an American choreographer,
Let's
Mandy
Google
Moore,
it.
but that is not her. Look up the American choreographer,
Is
Mandy
there
Moore.
two Mandy Moores? Yes, there are two predominantly public figures named Mandy Moore, the famous singer-actress known from This Is Us, and a highly acclaimed choreographer known for La La Land, Taylor Swift's Eras
Yes.
Tour, and the
Look
Oscars'
up-
I'm Just Ken performance.
Look up what the choreographer Mandy Moore looks like, and then look at the photo. And then look up
my
American
God.
actress, This Is Us, Mandy Moore. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is-
that's definitely not choreographer Mandy Moore.
that was... I told you!
Wow.
I know
You
my
know
Mandy
what?
Moore from the
You were
Princess
right.
Diaries.
You're right. Like, yeah, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Wow.
I was like, I'm not tripping right now. I do not. I'm only 26 years old. My brain is not that gone.
Your brain is probably better than my brain, to be honest. So
Anyways, this all happened. Derek, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
this is a thumbs. I don't care. You know, this is one of those like, oh, the lives of rich famous people that will never impact me. So sad. Ashley Tisdale lost her friends. You know, I will say that I think it's very valid if you have a friend group and you support somebody like Charlie Kirk and they want to like separate themselves from you. I think that's a valid thing. I will also say that I think most people that end up like being supporters of Charlie Kirk or sympathized a little bit too much with what happened, like I will say that I have a theory that most of those people don't have an idea of just how terrible of a person and how terrible the things he said when he was alive were. I think they just saw him as like, oh, a right-wing guy that had like conservative beliefs. Like, no, this guy was bordering neo-Nazism with his beliefs, and the shit that he would say, he would just kind of mask it in a way where it seemed a little bit more palatable for regular conservatives. So I think like, best case scenario here, I think most of these people, including apparently Ashley Tisdale, are just, conservative, and they weren't down with that, and they didn't want to be friends with somebody like that, which again is valid, bro. Like you're gonna get mad at people because they have different beliefs than you and don't want to hang out with you? Like, that's kind of dumb. That's kind of silly, I think.
Interesting. So officially, here's what Ashley Tisdale said about Charlie Kirk. After his death, Tisdale had drawn a comparison to 9/11, saying that 24 years ago feels very different from today. We once were united and grieving together as a country, today we see someone die and blame his politics and opinions. Everyone in that building had different views and opinions. When we stop caring about loss of life, we are done. After backlash online, the High School Musical star added, "It shouldn't be controversial to say this, but even when we disagree or find someone's views offensive, violence is never the answer." She also stated that she stands for equal rights for everyone, women's rights, voting rights, LGBTQI rights, and that she supports protecting reproductive rights and implementing common sense gun laws. Interesting.
Okay, so I think it's one of those. It's a reverse Gina Carano here, where Gina Carano was like, "Oh, COVID is like the Holocaust, and I am a Jewish person," I think this is similar to that, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna make a comparison to 9/11 here, and it's like, you don't have to do that. And so she did that, and then afterwards, basically, like anything she has to say at that point is just kind of like, okay, Ashley Tisdale, you know what I mean? Like she kind of, tried to both sides it, and ended up just being not in a great spot publicly, like
You
optically.
you can't say like, we stopped caring about loss of life, blah blah blah. Well, like, I mean, one side has been pretty dominant in that field of not caring about loss of life. So what are you trying to say here?
Yeah.
There's been
Yeah.
young lives lost because of one side. And this man had kept on basically
care.
like didn't care and promoting his agenda that caused these loss of lives. So
Yeah, if you can, go check out our episode about his perishing. I think it was a pretty good episode. Speaking of pretty good episodes, I'm thinking of how to segue this. Disney's live action Tangled finally casts its Rapunzel and Flynn, specifically Tegan Croft and Milo Manheim as Rapunzel and Flynn. Steph, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
this is such a thumbs up for me.
You're having a great week.
So I'm having a great week. This is such a thumbs up for me. Because they probably picked a perfect person to play Flynn Rider. Not only in looks, but like in charisma as well. Because if you see Milo's videos, they've been surfacing up. If you've seen like his interviews and like videos he's done, they are absolutely hilarious. Like he's a funny person. And also, we know his mom. His mom is an actress. I don't know if you've seen. Yes. I remember her specifically, and you could clip this for socials. I remember seeing her specifically on Hannah Montana. She was Selena Gomez is her character in the show, her like manager in it. I remember it specifically. I was like, I know her from this moment, from this episode, and she was beefing with Hannah Montana. Yeah. She's also in other stuff too. She's been in everything. But anyway, Milo Manheim is very good looking. Oh, okay. Also, the girl playing Rapunzel, like,
hey yo,
great.
Hey yo.
I mean, I could compliment.
Listen.
It's fine. What's wrong with that, Justin?
Listen.
Right. I just want to
this
say
is a PG podcast. Listen,
I just want to say specifically, Milo Manheim, he's a Pisces. I'm a Scorpio. We work very well together. So I just want to put that up.
Whoa!
But yeah, great casting. Also, the casting said that Sabrina Carpenter was too pretty to play Rapunzel. So I don't know what that means. Yeah. So I don't know what that means for the girl actually playing Rapunzel now. Like, that's kind of messed up.
Well, I'll wait for my turn to give that opinion. Derek, is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
I don't care about this either. I'm not.
Damn.
I'm not the target demo here. I'm really not. Like, I was too old when the animated version came out. Not a big princess guy, you know. I watched the movies. Don't get me wrong. I just never watched Tangled. Just because I was like in college already or something like that. So I don't really care. But the casting looks pretty spot on. Okay. I will say that, and I just hope they make a good movie. I hope that they don't continue this trend of like, here's a reboot nobody asked for. But they seem to be off to a good start. They have not cast Gal Gadot in this movie, so that's a good thing, right? They seem to have cast actual actors that have talent, so that's nice. And I guess we'll just see where it goes. You know, I'll catch it on Disney Plus, maybe. You know.
Well, maybe. I really hope this doesn't go to Disney Plus, because I think this could be really good. Unfortunately, the only thing that I'm familiar with Tegan Croft's work is Titans, and Titans was so bad I could not finish it. It was one of the
The WB,
the live
the HBO.
action. Yes, no, yeah, live action Titans
Yeah,
was truly terrible. She played
yeah.
Raven. Like, I'm sure she's gotten better since then, but that was a really bad show.
I
Um,
don't think it was her fault per se, but
oh,
yeah, they
not her
did so
fault.
much in that
Yeah,
show for no damn reason. Like what? Like how do you? It's so easy to not fuck up Jason Todd. You
I
know what I
didn't
mean?
even get
Like,
that far.
yeah, that's as far as I got. And the way that they did his like, they did like a reverse situation where he was good and then became bad, as opposed to like starting bad and then becoming part of the Bat fam. Um, and then fucking Jorah Mormont was Bruce Wayne.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, interesting. I didn't even get that far.
yeah. No, I agree with you on that show. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but it was for sure like, yo, this is all written out for you. The lore exists,
True.
okay, and it's already gonna be a very comic booky type show. Embrace it. Why are you changing all this shit around? Why are you making it weird? I did not realize that was the same actress. Um, yeah, that doesn't bode well, I guess. We'll see.
But on the good hand, Milo, he's in a show that I really enjoy called School Spirits, and he is exceptional in that. And he's been on Broadway, or not on Broadway, but he was in Little Shop of Horrors, that recently had a revival, and that was, from what I hear, very good too. So he can sing, he can dance, he can do all that stuff, and he's quite charming. I think that will be very good. But you're right, Derek. This Tangled also marks for me the stopping point with Disney animation, where I was like, oh, this isn't geared towards me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Another point to the story: Catherine Hahn is in talks to be playing Mother Gothel, and if she is Mother Gothel, this will be an exceptional movie. I think
Mhm.
Yeah.
she's the only person that can play this role. Like, there
Right.
is
Mhm.
no one better than Catherine Hahn.
Right.
Help
Like,
me out. Help me out here. Help me out here. That's the bad guy, right?
yeah, Mother
Yeah.
Gothel.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
she's
Okay.
Rapunzel's stepmom, or the one
Mhm.
that's, yeah, I don't want to spoil Tangled.
It's funny that you say, like, that was the stopping point for you. I was 10 years old when that movie came out.
Whoa.
I was 10.
Whoa. We are
Yeah.
old.
I don't even know what my stopping point is for Disney movies.
I guess it wasn't a stopping point where I was like, this is like deserves a whole other episode. But like, the way they gear comedy towards children nowadays is like so
Mhm.
different than it was
Right.
for me
Yeah.
back in the day. Like, a
Right.
lot
Yeah.
of children's shows, when I like hear what my nieces are watching, there's always a young boy character that's like weirdly horny. You know what I'm talking about? Or like, well, that weird, like, that he's like super like charismatic, and it's like,
Sure.
hello, ladies.
Right.
And he does go, I'm like, why is this type of character in every, anyways, that's all thing. That is the end of our quick hitters. And this is the part of the show where we go into some more juicy topics that happened last week. But there was probably one or two stories that really like took over our feed, specifically what happened with Renee Good out of Minnesota. If you didn't hear, an ICE agent shot and killed a woman named Renee Good, who was a lesbian who was dropping off her kid with her partner at daycare. When she ran into some ICE agents, she tried turning onto the road. An ICE agent was in front of the car and wouldn't get out of the way. She went to turn the car, and the ICE agent shot her through her windshield. Um, this caused a lot of things to happen. Specifically, this is stemming out of a lot of reports happened a couple weeks ago with the Somali daycares and ICE agents showing up to the Somali daycares to do some investigating. So the fact that those stories are linked is also pretty crazy. But this caused a lot of what's it called? Not mayhem, but a lot of hullabaloo in the state of Minnesota. Did you guys also see this on your feeds, and how do you guys feel about it? Because I have a lot of thoughts, but I'll wait for you guys.
Yeah, I saw it, and I think it's a very clear and cut case of murder. Um, th- if anybody disagrees that that ICE agent is at fault, if anybody disagrees that that man got caught up in his anger and his incompetence, uh, after seeing the video, after seeing that he was clearly out of the way and was actually leaning over the front of the windshield to make that first shot, and then the follow-up shots were from the side of the car. If anybody disagrees with that, you're either blind or you are just at this point full-blown endorsing, fascism. Let's just say for a second though that it was what all the fucking propaganda coming out of the White House is, where she was actually at fault and the ICE agent didn't do anything wrong. Let's just imagine that for a moment, right? That still doesn't give him the right to kill her. That's not how the law works, right? Even if she was a protester, even if she was an agent of, the radical left trying to incite violence or whatever the case may be, that still does not give him the right to kill her. But that isn't the case. And, it's unfortunate that we have as many people defending what he did as much as there are people, calling him out and demanding justice for Renee Good. And it sucks because it's yet another indicator of just how divided the country is. And, you hate to see it, right? Like I've barely posted ever since I posted about this. And it's a lot to take in because you start to wonder, like, how did we get to this point? How are we at the point now where a small group of people that are only supposed to be doing immigration enforcement are doing much more than that, right? They're approaching vehicles of people that they're not going after for immigration purposes. They're detaining people that are not even immigrants, right? And in the case of Renee Good, they're killing U.S. citizens. And it's scary. It's scary to think about. It's extremely frustrating.
Very frustrating. I do want to point out the exact words that our current president said on Truth Social. I just viewed the clip of the event, which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. I just want to remind Mr. Donald Trump, that's not what you said about vehicles in protest, because I'm old enough to remember a certain southern state where a man literally drove his car through
Mm-hmm.
protesters, and there were people on both sides. And even if, like, Renee Good was using her vehicle that way, there is no situation where an ICE officer should be standing in front of a car. A lot of police officers online have weighed in on the footage, and police officers are trained not to stand in front of or behind cars.
Mm-hmm.
There is no situation
Yep.
where this officer should have used his firearm on this woman, because
Mm-hmm.
even if what Donald Trump is saying is true, based on the footage, there is no situation where you fire on a moving vehicle, because that vehicle is manned by someone and could drive into people. There is
Mhm.
no
Yep.
scenario where any of this would have been okay. Steph, what do you think?
Just have you looked up the requirements to be an ICE officer?
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
let me pull them up.
Look that up, and you'll understand why this person was standing in front of the vehicle and now on the side of a vehicle and shot this person instead of just letting them go. And by the way, cars have tires. You can shoot tires if you want to like stop someone who actually is a criminal and is doing something wrong. You don't have
Yep.
to shoot them in the face to stop them. Because hey, questioning is a thing. The law is a thing. They have to be you know, but I don't know what the word is. Process. Yep. So that's an option. Just putting that out there. Yeah. So something like this, well, when you were reading what Trump was saying in his Truth Social thing about how like oh, I forgot what it said. Damn, I lost my train of thought with that. He said something that was like, "Are you stupid or are you stupid?" Which is pretty much everything that he says. But anyway, yeah, there. I don't see how the person driving was an issue. She was just driving. And also the guy is lucky that there was no other person in front of that car or like where she crashed her car, because they probably would have died. Oh, that's where I was going. But they probably would have like gotten hurt or died. The officer, he's like, I'm surprised that the officer was not like didn't die, but he's been hospitalized. Did he get injured? Did he get hurt? Did I miss something in the video? So why is he hospitalized?
He's not hospitalized. He walked away.
Yeah, there's video of that.
Video footage of him walking away.
How are you going? You know what it is? He's gonna say like that video footage is fake. That's video footage from the left and blah blah blah. What?
Yeah.
To answer your question from earlier, Steph, the requirements. I think you're referencing that it used to be 16 weeks to become an ICE agent, but due to Trump's investment in ICE officers, that was waived down to 6 weeks. And you need to be a valid driver's license, must be able to carry and operate a firearm, no felony convictions, and pass a drug test and medical exam and a fitness test. And that's it.
Right. That's it. You know, in other countries, you have to pass a mental exam to be part of like the army or the police force, whatever. You have to go through a mental exam, and they put you through some serious situations to see if you can handle it. And obviously there are strict requirements for that. If you can't handle it, that's it. You're out.
I think I think if you're going to train people to be ICE agents, they should at the very least be at the standard of what a police officer's requirements are, right? They should at least have that sort of training, those sort of qualifications and prerequisites and all that kind of deal. The most unfortunate part, not the most unfortunate, but another unfortunate part about what happened to Renee Good is that this is the further deterioration of trust between civilians and law enforcement, like actual law enforcement, because ICE is not law enforcement, right? I mean, maybe technically they are, but they are not able to investigate any crimes. They are not able to detain anybody for crimes, question anybody, enter your house. They are not allowed to do anything outside of the purview of immigration enforcement, right? But because of the way that they've operated, because of how we've seen them detain people, deal with protesters, murder people, right? This is just another step in the deterioration of trust between regular civilians, regular citizens, regular people, and even just police officers, right? Because they're operating like police, they're operating like military, but they're not, and they're acting 10, 20 times worse than the worst police officers we've seen, right? So it sucks even on that level where, you know, you say you want law and order, you say you want these things as, you know, as a conservative, as MAGA, but you're acting in the complete opposite way. How are we even supposed to meet you halfway there? How are we even supposed to act like, well, they do have a tough job. It was a split-second decision. But it was only that because you guys pulled up on some lady, surrounded her vehicle, tried to open her door and get her out of the car while also telling her to drive away. And then you had somebody filming her, right? Like the ICE agent that shot her was filming on his cell phone and continued filming throughout the entire incident. His life was in danger, apparently, but he continued filming. He didn't drop his phone and shot her 3 times and then called her a fucking bitch. How are we supposed to act like any of this is normal? How are we supposed to act like this man was in the right when all of that had happened, right? How are we supposed to act okay, be comfortable with just regular police officers when we see some of them helping the ICE agents do this? It's a fucked up situation any way you slice it, but it's fucked up on multiple levels, not just the fact that they're murdering people.
Yeah, very, very fucked up. Especially JD Vance's comments on this whole thing, calling her a domestic terrorist.
Oh God, yeah.
It's very disheartening to see how even this can be contorted to serve their agenda.
What's
That's-
ironic about
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
JD Vance's comments is that he made it a point to say, we can have a conversation about if it was an accident and where things went wrong and this, that, and the other, but let's not pretend that she wasn't this, that, and the other, right? And he was basically speaking to the fact that, the left, right, or people that kind of aren't in favor of what happened to her. He was talking about how they are trying to paint this picture that, she was a saint or whatever, when he's actually doing the exact same thing, but for the ICE agent, right? Like he's calling for this more of like a middle ground, sober way of thinking about everything that happened, while still very much instigating and pushing the extreme right viewpoint of this, which is that she was a domestic terrorist. Like, come on, man, you can't ask me to have this rational discussion with you when you yourself are calling her a domestic terrorist. Get the fuck out.
How are you going to call someone who is just minding their own business, just dropping their kid off and wanting to drive back to work or home, whatever? They're called a domestic terrorist. What are you going to call the guys in South Carolina with the torches and pitchforks and basically the fucking KKK? That was like, what, 2016, 2017? What are you going to call them? What are you going to call the guy driving through a crowd of protesters and killing people? What are you going to call them? Heroes. That's what they're going to call them. Heroes.
Yep.
Yeah. I send all the love to Renee Good's family and loved ones during this trying times. In the meantime, everyone take some time out of your day to know your rights.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
know your rights. So like ICE can't pull you over. They're not actually police officers. It's like a whole thing. They can't charge you with a crime. And especially like, not that this shouldn't happen to anyone. Especially shouldn't happen to literally an American citizen. You shouldn't even be dealing with her. All that being said, that is the end of our episode. I don't think we have time to talk about Kathleen Kennedy may or may not retiring.
It's gonna come up again in the future.
Oh, for sure.
We can talk about it another time.
We'll talk about in the future. But for the last segment, I have one. Am I the asshole? Would you guys like to hear it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for skipping my own surprise birthday party once I found out it wasn't really for me?
No.
Wait, what?
Whatever
No.
that means, no. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for skipping my own surprise birthday party once I find out it wasn't really for me?
No, you're not the asshole.
Okay, let's find out. I have never been big on birthdays. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. I just prefer something low key. Dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small basically. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister. Let's call her Maya, who loves big gestures and believes every birthday or achievement needs balloons and a theme and much, much more. 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya started acting strange. She kept asking me if I'd be free that Saturday and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspected that she was up to something, so I told her again that I didn't want to party. She just laughed and said that as per usual, I was being no fun. A couple nights ago, the night before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let us slip about it being a party. She mentioned that what she was wearing. Anyways, turns out the whole family was invited, and it was at our parents' house. Some coworkers were also invited, but here's the kicker: my flipping ex. For a little context, me and my ex broke up 2 months ago. It ended up pretty badly, no abuse or cheating, but it wasn't a pleasant ending. I made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the whole situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of our lives for years. The first thing I did was call Maya, demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she hadn't just thrown this party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said to me that I'd thank her later. I went mad. I said to her she had no right, that I would have been ambushed into the situation on my birthday. This was all after I specifically said that I didn't want to party. She just said that I was dramatic and bloody ungrateful, and that she had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find better, and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and a travel, that everyone was excited. So yesterday, my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone know other than my best friend. So we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great day. When I finally got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming. People were disappointed. People even said I embarrassed Maya. And Maya is now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me. It was literally my birthday. She says that I did it out of a good place in her heart and that I should at least apologize for not showing up and letting people know. So, am I the asshole?
No.
Absolutely not.
Maya is dumb, I think.
Yeah.
Best case scenario, Maya's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
dang.
She,
okay.
I don't think she understands context clues of a breakup.
Boundaries.
Boundaries as well.
Interesting.
Also, the family is kind of like, they're the asshole too. Like
everybody that supported Maya in this is an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. I'm gonna say you're the asshole.
Wait, what?
You can't hang out with your friends and family for an hour? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Got us there.
I do think that it's not a big deal, but also she clearly stated that she didn't want this, and then they proceeded to do it. This is an open shut case, but also, is it really that bad to see your friends and family? The only thing that I don't like is the ex. Like, come on.
Right.
But the ex is there, and the reason why they had that party is because they want her and her ex to get back together, and that's a horrible way to approach that. Also, they ended badly, so I don't think you'd want to see someone where you ended something badly with,
If it was just a surprise party, right? If it was just a surprise party, then fine, But if it was specifically to try and get them back together and trying to be some sort of mastermind over somebody else's life, like, Maya, worry about yourself, okay? I think that's what makes Maya the asshole. As opposed to, like, if it was just a regular surprise party and she skipped it, then okay, then she would have been the asshole. But I think she's fine now.
Interesting. I mean, I would have came to my own surprise party because I feel like I'm at a point in my life where if I run into an ex, I'm like, I'm cool, I'm good. You missed out on me.
Sure.
Show the glow up.
Like, okay, like if you ran into your ex at like the grocery store, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Steph,
I don't have an example to go off of.
What do you mean?
I don't have an ex.
What?
She's never had a boyfriend.
Wait,
is this just figuratively? We already went through this. I feel like we go through this like once every month.
Listen, I forget a lot of things.
I don't know how to speak figuratively. I would just be awkward, I guess. I don't know. I'd be awkward in that situation.
Interesting. Derek?
Yeah, I think it's just a very clear like, hey, how are you? Oh, great. Okay, bye. You know, it's no big deal. But I think the
Interesting.
party, the context is that it was for them to talk.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that. I'm sorry. It's not about the ex
Interesting.
being there. It's about that this whole thing was orchestrated because somebody was trying to like manipulate me. Nah, fuck that.
What about the cake?
Nope. They could suck my fat one. Okay?
That's where we gotta end. That's where we gotta end. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for listening. Follow us on all the socials, and we will be back maybe next week.